If you've watched my content for any period of time, and if you have, thank you, you know that nothing gets me quite as excited as a really good adventure, especially if it comes with lots of awesome tools like minis and maps and other things that can enhance the storytelling experience. So I am really happy today that I get to tell you about something right up my alley in this paid Kickstarter preview. Curse of the Usurper by Tomb Guardian Miniatures is an immense 400-page adventure book that harkens back to the classic old-school fantasy adventures. And it comes with so many DM tools to help you make this adventure memorable for you and your players. In Curse of the Usurper, you'll be hunting for clues and solving mysteries in the fully realized rough-and-tumble port city of Havdir. You'll be engaging in some tentacle arm wrestling in the Sunken Dream Bar, fighting adversaries in a place called the Sorrow Pit, breaking into the prison city of Still Echo, exploring a wizard's tower, venturing across the frozen wastes of a land they call the Darklands of Vleskel, negotiating with the vampires who wield power in Mornhaven, enjoying the feasts in the balmy south with the halflings of Ardhos, all in your ultimate effort to end a curse and dethrone the usurper of old. I'm not going to go into the exact details of the overarching plot here because the folks at Tomb Guardians have a sample PDF of the beginning of the adventure, which you can download on their main Kickstarter page, which you can check out in the eye in the corner of your screen right there. It includes everything you need to run a one-shot to see if this is a campaign for you and your group. And it includes some of the special features that make this adventure come to life, even more so than most adventures. First, this 5e adventure book is just filled to the brim with beautifully painted art. But as we scroll through here, you may notice quite a few QR codes too. Well, one of the cool things they've done here is provide you with a musical soundtrack for your adventures. When you get to a section with music, you can just scan the QR code with your phone and then play the music directly on your sound system via Bluetooth. You can also just download the music to have it all ready to go as you play, because you will have other QR codes to scan as you play, as they've gotten all the box text descriptions and some of the dialogue and character interactions recorded by professional actors. So when the PCs enter an area for the first time, all you have to do is scan the code and you'll hear the wonderfully gruff voice of the narrator and the other cast members set the scene. And these actors can also give you inspiration for your own role playing as the game master. Let's take a listen.
A worried-looking halfling is pacing back and forth, nearly stumbling into the walls of the cabin quarter halls. Spotting you, his eyes grow wide, and he rushes over while whispering quietly.
Oh, please, please won't you help me? The captain will throw me overboard if he finds out I let him on board. Oh, by the divines! Please, say you'll help!
Oh, it's just so cool. Of course, all the text is written out as well in the book if you prefer to read it yourself. And when you look over the free introductory chapter, you'll also notice that they have a ton of really nice maps. In this case, of the Travern's Bane freighter, where this intro adventure is going to take place. There's also about a dozen new stat blocks just in the intro alone to give you a sense of the quality of what you can expect in the full book. The preview chapter is pretty amazing. It contains a really fun little sandboxy adventure set aboard a sailing ship as your players learn about the world and the meta plot while engaging with some very colorful NPCs. You'll notice that they do a great job of providing you with a lot of context and role-playing advice, information about what the NPCs know, and everything is laid out in a very clear, consistent, and logical way so that it's very easy to run. That's something that we take for granted a lot of the times, but it is amazing how much a good layout can affect how easy an adventure is to run. Now, I haven't seen the whole adventure, so I can't comment on the quality of the overall story, but based on the first chapter here that they've released, I think we're in pretty good hands. So let me tell you about all the extra goodies that you can pick up to enhance this adventure even more. First, every pledge level also includes a game on the Shard tabletop VTT. Shard is a comprehensive D&D only VTT solution that has been getting some pretty rave reviews in the last 2 years for its ease of use and just how well it runs. I haven't personally gotten to experience it, but after reading the folks online and their reactions to it, I'm gonna have to check it out. This version of the game will also include all the voiceovers and the music, so you should be ready to run right out of the gate. They've also offered up a dedicated Curse of the Usurper DM screen, some custom campaign dice, and 6 pre-generated characters with full biographies and backstories perfect for the campaign. And since this is a mini-making company, you can also get minis of the pre-generated characters, which is something that I've always wanted companies to do with these things. And there's a voice acting session too for all the pre-gens, so you can hear them reading their backstories to give you some inspiration for your own role-playing. The 6 pre-gens are going to be a Dragonborn Cleric, Dwarven Fighter, Halfling Rogue, High Elf Wizard, Human Ranger, and a Tiefling Bard. And there is a whole collection of minis for the monsters and NPCs in the adventure too. Tomb Guardian sent me a couple of early drafts of the minis to show you, and keep in mind that like every preview we show you here, these are subject to change. First, we have the half-orc paladin, who is actually the very first stretch goal of the campaign. He'll be a new pre-generated character with a full backstory, ready to hit the table. All the minis are to the same 28mm size as the rest of our D&D mini collection, so they'll fit right in with the minis you already own. Next, we have 2 more pre-generated PC minis, the Dragonborn Cleric, who is already unlocked, and the Gnome Sorcerer, who is a stretch goal and will be the 8th pre-gen hero if he unlocks. These hero minis are ones that you can use in this campaign or any other. We have a few painted examples we can show you of some of these minis too, including these 2, though the minis in the campaign will of course come unpainted. I love this next one. This is a sewer ogre, and what a big hulking boy he is. Contrary to his name, he's a pretty nicely armored mini, perhaps depending on how you choose to paint him up. He could be a really fun PC mini, I think. If you decide to paint this mini, please come post your results on our Discord page because I want to see what you can do with it. But these last 2 are probably my favorites, a goblin boss and a kobold named Captain Barros. We've got pictures of a very nicely painted up version of the captain here as well to give you some inspiration when you're ready to paint your own mini. You know I love a good kobold. Makes me very interested to know what Captain Barros' role in the campaign is. And of course there are a lot more minis available as well as more pre-gen characters as stretch goals. Here are just a few more examples of what you can expect from their minis. They're also offering up a collection of more than 20 vinyl battle mats to use in your campaign, more than 100 reference cards to make running the adventure a little bit easier for you, and more than 200 Dwarven terrain STL files so you can build your own mine terrain at home with your 3D printer. The Dwarven terrain tiles are partially from some of their previous Kickstarters, so you can go check those out to get the details. They look really nicely detailed though. So let's talk about pledge tiers. All the prices here are in US dollars and don't include shipping charges. They do offer US, EU, Canada, and Australia friendly shipping, and you can see the estimated shipping cost for each tier to your region on their Kickstarter page. You can get the digital PDF version of the book with the voice acting and the music, plus the Shard Tabletop VTT version for $39. For $88, you can get all of that, plus the hardcover book and any unlocked stretch goals, which should include a number of minis if the campaign does well. At $119, you get all that with the stretch goals, plus the DM screen, the campaign dice set, the 6 pre-gen hero characters with their biographies and backstories, and blank hero character sheets. At $152 is the core bundle. It includes everything in the previous tier, plus the minis for your pre-gen characters and the 100 reference cards. 100 plus reference cards. At the $288 Usurper Infinite Domain tier, you can add on to that the 20 plus vinyl game maps, the 30 plus campaign monster minis, and the 200 plus campaign STL printable dungeon tiles. And of course, you can get the aptly named I Want It All tier, which is $789. It includes all of that, plus more than 150 monster and NPC minis from the Tomb Guardian collection, developed over the years and over the course of numerous Kickstarter campaigns. And if you want to basically build your own pledge tier to get just what you want, they have everything available as an add-on. And by backing in the first 48 hours, you can get a free Kickstarter exclusive Sea Hag Mini. As always with Kickstarters, remember that this is not a store. This is to help finish development of a project, so you won't get your book and gear right away. The expected delivery date is April 2024. And be sure to read through everything to make sure this is a campaign you feel comfortable backing. I only do video previews for campaigns that I feel comfortable backing myself, yourself, but I always recommend doing your due diligence. If you've been waiting for a traditional, old-school fantasy campaign with extra bling to make your game stand out, here in the form of professional voice acting and a campaign-specific soundtrack, not to mention all the other goodies, I think this is a really good bet for your table. You can tell that a lot of love and passion went into its creation. If you have any questions about it, please leave them for me in the comment section down below. Any that I can't answer, I will forward along to the creators. And if you're new to me, my name is Theo, and I'm the co-proprietor of the Gallant Goblin over on YouTube, and I'm an adventure writer myself. You can come chat with us about Curse of the Usurper or any other TTRPG game related project on our Discord server, and you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. For now though, stay safe, have fun, love each other, and I will see you next time at the Gallant Goblin.